One of the standard packages that we have at Perth Garden Rescue is called an APZ clearance. So an APZ is Asset Protection Zone, and it's an area around your building or your domicile that needs to meet certain requirements to be determined to be bushfire safe. So if you want to build a house or you want to put an extension on your property or something like that, you need to get a bushfire assessment, which will give you a BAL rating. And to get that BAL rating down low enough to get council approval to do your building, you need an APZ clearance. So that's what we're doing here today. One of the parts about clearing the APZ is that we need to ensure that the tree coverage and the canopy from inside the property where we're clearing the APZ is separate to what's outside that person's property. Obviously we can't handle the stuff that's on the verge that belongs to council or other property owners. So as an example, along this fence line, we'll be trimming everything back to the fence line that you can see there. You can see on this side we've cleared over to the side of this fire break. So you just get a nice big separation between the two. So we'll continue that all the way around the property. Yeah, so following the fire break round, obviously this stuff that's up high, we're going to trim that back. Same through here. Any of this stuff that's on the vertical that's hanging over, we're going to take off. Same there, so on all the way through. Another thing in clearing the APZ is we want to make sure the ground cover, weeds, grasses, etc. are cut to less than 6 millimetres. That way it obviously reduces the likelihood of the fire travelling along the ground, gets rid of all that low ground cover fuel. And then kind of tying into that, we want to avoid fire travelling from the ground up into the trees. So anything that hangs low, below 2 metres, we have to take that off as well. So you get this nice big separation between the ground and where the tree's canopy begins. That also means though, when you get low branches and sticks and things on those trees, all that has to be trimmed as well. So you get a nice clean trunk running up to that 2 metre height. So anything like this will get cut off as well through today's clearance. Individual trees are supposed to be 5 metres separation at the canopy from other trees. However, if there's a clump of them, you can treat that cluster as one canopy, but then we've got to be mindful of things like where that continues to join. So this overhanging branch here will connect that cluster right through to that big cluster through there. So we'll look at taking that limb there off and probably shortening back that tree, and that way you'll have a cluster there and a separate cluster over here. When the BAL assessor is measuring for canopy coverage, one of the things that they do that's unexpected is that saplings are treated as mature trees. So what they're doing is measuring what kind of canopy coverage they're going to have as a fully grown tree. Inside the APZ, you can only have up to 15% canopy coverage. So something like this, which isn't really doing anything at the moment, is obviously going to impact that BAL assessment. So saplings are another thing that we'll take out as part of your normal APZ clearance.